It's Madden NFL 22 on EA Sports. And the question is, are you ready for some football? It's the Steelers and the Chiefs, and it comes your way next on EA Sports.
It is perhaps the best home field advantage in all of football, and certainly the loudest, as we welcome you to GEHA Field at Arrowhead Stadium in Kansas City. The scene just a few moments ago, predictably loud and raucous here at Arrowhead as their beloved Chiefs took field, and they are set to match up with Ben Roethlisberger and the Pittsburgh Steelers. Brandon Gaudin alongside my good friend Charles Davis. And CD, this is as interesting a quarterback matchup as you're going to see. Two guys who have started in and won Super Bowls. Ben Roethlisberger of the Steelers, Patrick Mahomes of the Chiefs.
And what a fraternity these two belong to. Quarterbacks that have started and won a Super Bowl. Think about it this way, partner. We're approaching Super Bowl 60, so you would think there'd be a whole lot of guys. But really, it's a small list of people who have gotten to the big game and won it. And here we have two of them on the field in this one.
Here's the kicker, Harrison Butker, ready to get this one started. And into a sea of red, we're underway in Kansas City. And he won't get this to the 20-yard line as he's down at the 19. And here comes Ben Roethlisberger out onto the field, ready to lead this Steeler offense.
And what a career we've seen from Ben Roethlisberger. Awfully consistent, tough, durable, strong in the pocket, great leader, a guy who stands in and throws it downfield, and has also added to his game the ability to get the ball out of his hands quickly and let his guys do work downfield.
So here's a 1st and 10 now, down inside the 20. And they'll run for the first time with Najee Harris. And he'll get this up to the 30-yard line.
How best to describe that one? I'd say right down Broadway on that run.
A straight-ahead running. I think that might be something we see a lot of between the tackles today.
Well, he's enjoying things so far here this afternoon. Sees a crease and bursts through it for a solid gain.
So 1st and 10 now from the 30. Play action. Now Roethlisberger. That'll be taken in there by James Washington. And able to get this one across the 45 before he's brought down.
I know many people like to throw to the tight end, maybe in a little flexed out position because he creates mismatches with his size. But slot receivers do the same thing with their quickness, their speed, and their route running savvy.
Back-to-back good plays have him on the move on 1st down. On the give, this is Harris. And he's going to be taken down here with a penalty flag on the field. So a decent gain, but all for naught on the penalty.
It's too bad, isn't it? They were feeling pretty good about it. The only people celebrating, the guys who just gave up that play.
Now it's Roethlisberger. That ball caught by the former Toledo Rocket, Deontay Johnson. Without the previous penalty, that would have been a first down. Instead, it's just a gain of 10.
One thing we do know, he's going to get his catches. So as they move forward defensively, got to continue to focus on not giving up the big play when he does catch the ball in the secondary.
From the 47, it's 2nd and 5. They hand this off to Harris. And he'll take this close to a first down at the Chiefs' 42.
A quick burst there, and he nicely bit off a pretty decent gain.
Could be 4-down territory even if they don't get this, but they need just a few inches here on third. Roethlisberger, and he'll find Washington. That's complete. And he will have a Steelers first down as they're able to get the third down conversion. Nice job keeping that opening drive alive, and they're in plus territory, that part of the field where you really want to convert on third down. They did.
Big time pickup for them, and now I think the aggressive play callers think to themselves, this part of the field, I take my shot at the end zone, because the closer you get to the end zone, the field gets condensed. Makes it a lot tougher to run those routes. You still got a chance to actually run past people right now. Take your shot at the end zone early in the down and distance count.
The linebacker, Anthony Hitchens, there on the stop.
Defensively, we always know that he is tough in run support, and I think the way that he gets there is he understands what an offense is going to do before the ball's even snapped. A great job of scouting prior to the game, then reading, reacting, and taking the right path to the ball carrier.
And he's going to go down here, a sack. They push him back to the 34. It was Frank Clark that time who got in there to bring him down. He seemed to have a reasonable amount of time in the pocket, but he couldn't get rid of the football, and the end result, Charles, him on the ground.
Yeah, he's got to keep an internal clock to go along with his offensive line. When you're talking about 3, 4, 5 seconds, that's a reasonable amount of time to expect to deliver the ball downfield. So great to try and complete a pass, but it's equally important to know when to throw the football away, too.
On third down, Roethlisberger. Open man, that's the tight end Freiermuth. 2 yards is all they'll get on the completion. It's 4th down.
Partner, I think that completion takes the definition of dink and dunk to a different level, doesn't it?
It does, and the defense was right there, kind of played into their hands. Now Chris Boswell for the Steelers field goal try. On the left hash, this from 48 yards. And Boswell's kick is good. And the Steelers will jump out to a 3-zip lead. They were probably hoping to get him a little bit closer for a shorter field goal, but he was able to get it done from deep.
Nice little tester for him to begin things, huh? I think he was open for a little bit more of a chip shot. Instead, they made him stretch it out a little bit, but he's got to feel great now that he put it through the pipes.
After the successful field goal try, here's Boswell to send it away. And this will not be returned. It's a touchback, and they'll begin at the 25. Here's the Chiefs offense for their first possession, and it's Patrick Mahomes at quarterback.
And when you think of Patrick Mahomes, you start to think about all of his attributes, and you realize very quickly you can't just put him into one box. No matter how the game proceeds, no matter what is needed, he tends to have an answer for it and plays accordingly.
Mahomes will lead the Chiefs up 1st and 10 at their own 25-yard line. They'll come out throwing here to start the drive. They complete it to Hill. And this will be a gain of 5 as he gets it to the 30. I think defensively you're okay with that. You're in the first quarter. He's going to get some catches, but they rallied to him quickly.
And that's what you count on, and I like what you just said. First quarter, can you do it all game long? They catch it, you tackle them, they go down on the spot. Because when you're able to do that and you don't give up big chunks of yardage after the catch, now you put the offense in a position where every series they have to work hard to pick up first downs, and you tend to stall them out when you do that. Well, I think when they look at their offense, they think to themselves, weapons, weapons everywhere, and they want to move the ball around. They want to spread it to different people, but you absolutely know they want to get this man involved as well, and that's what they just did on that play.
On 1st and 10, here's Mahomes. And he'll look underneath here for Edwards-Helaire. And they'll get him down as he's inside the 40.
Nice little nifty play for him there. Yeah, that's the ability to read a defense and utilize players that don't often get picked up in coverage easily. And I'm talking about being able to use the backside of the backfield. Because I know that when I used to cover, hey, we got everybody oh, he just snuck out there, and they just got a nice first down there.
What do we love to say? Get those backs into space, right? And they were able to do that there. Nice pickup on 1st down. Operating out of Steeler territory now. Here's 1st and 10 at the 39-yard line. Looking downfield for Kelsey.
And this is dropped. Oh, boy. A chance for a big play early, but he could not secure it.
When offenses dial up big shots downfield, they're not always for the guys out wide. Sometimes they want to go to their big target, deep downfield, and the defense breathes a sigh of relief. 50-50 balls, not easy to get away from the big targets.
So now 2nd and 10 after the incompletion on 1st down. Again, they'll throw with Mahomes.
Now a swing pass. It's Edwards-Helaire.
5 yards. Now it's 3rd and 5. (3-0) after 1 on EA Sports. Second quarter from Arrowhead. It's the Chiefs in possession as they've got it with a 3rd down coming up. Now here's Mahomes. Throwing the out route incomplete. That's Hill. And he is out of bounds inside the 30.
And that's how you pick up a 1st down. Not only does he make the catch, but has enough body control to get his feet down inbounds, toe tapping and dragging to make sure he gets it done.
First and 10, it's Edwards-Helaire with it. And he's going to bring this one down to right about the 20-yard line. A nice run there, 9 yards, and it'll be 2nd down.
That's a strong pickup right there on 1st down, and as this drive goes on, we're seeing an offensive line and running game imposing its will.
The previous run, good for 9. Here's 2nd and a yard. Mahomes now to throw. He's going to find his tight end, Gray, complete.
When an offense reads blitz, doesn't matter where it's coming from, tight ends know that they become a big part of the passing game because they should be an easy outlet when all those extra bodies are trying to get to the quarterback. A hot route, so to speak.
Here's a 1st and 10 at the 14-yard line. Shotgun snap to Mahomes. And he's got it. And he'll be out of bounds. Now, after the completion, we're going to get a timeout, an injured player. We'll step aside and get an update when we return to Arrowhead. Edwards-Helaire diving for the end zone, and he'll get there. Touchdown. So it was the passing game that got him down here. The closer to the goal line, it's the running game that gets him home.
Certainly appears that they lulled the defense into thinking that the passing game was going to be it the entire drive. Nice change up there going to the running game to get him over the goal line.
Harrison Butker is on for the extra point. And this is up and good to make it 7-3. A 10-play drive that time. And it's capped off by a touchdown run from Clyde Edwards-Helaire. Now after the touchdown, here's Butker on to kick it away. The football will come out to the 25 as McLeod will not return it. So Pittsburgh retakes the field for their second offensive possession. And after the field goal last time, we'll see what they can get here. At least they got points out of the last drive, Charles.
I never met an offensive coach that didn't want to drive to end with a kick. Most of them wanted to end with a PAT, right? In this case, a field goal, they'll take it. Way better than the alternative, which is a punt.
Yeah, but you've met fan bases that wanted that, that weren't happy with that field goal.
I haven't met a fan base yet that wants to drive to end with a kick other than the extra point. That's it.
They go play action now. Roethlisberger. And he's taken down. A Chiefs sack. Frank Clark picks up his second sack of the afternoon. Boy, that's tough, Charles. First play of the drive, you're hoping to stay ahead of schedule. You take that huge sack, and now you're facing second and a mile.
And the entire time, you were probably thinking the same thing I was. Either get rid of the ball, safely, of course, or go down. The yardage he gave up on that play, that's going to be tough for them to make up.
Well, they're in some hot water now. After that sack, it's 2nd and 21. Now Roethlisberger. And that falls to the ground, incomplete. A nice job of bodying him up defensively. And now it brings up 3rd down.
Well, as we get ready for 3rd down, let's go back and recap here. The sack on the first play of this drive, that threw a wrench in what they were trying to accomplish because they were compelled to throw the ball on 2nd down. A running play was not in the works. And that incompletion set up another passing down here.
And he's going to go down. Back at his own 5-yard line, it's a sack. They dial up the corner blitz that time, and it delivers to the tune of a 9-yard loss.
And he continues, Charles, to be under constant pressure. And these sacks, they're starting to pile up.
And if they want to have a realistic chance in this one, they've got to change their blocking assignments. They've got to do a better job to keep him upright. If he's going to be on the deck constantly, they've got no chance to win this game.
The Steelers send out their punter now. And no room for error here as his first punt comes from deep in his own end zone. And he'll just punch it out of there, and it's not a great kick. It's just a 32-yard punt with no return. And the Chiefs will have excellent field position here as they take over. Kansas City taking the field for their second drive. And that last drive, a long drive, but not just that. They had a great air attack going. Do they stick with that?
I would think that they would, because if they were competent enough to do it on the last drive, starting backed up in their own territory, why would you change anything? They've got to be confident about what they're presenting and continue to do so.
Yeah, because the secondary, they really look clueless.
And that was amazing because that drive went and went, no adjustments, and no big plays by the defense to knock the ball away.
Mahomes' throw caught by his receiver, Hill, and brought down, but not before they're inside the 25.
But one of the ways the quarterbacks keep all the receivers alive in a play Never lock in on any one guy. Make sure you keep your eyes moving, scan the field. And here he finds the open guy for a nice pickup.
Mahomes now on first down. And they'll get this into the hands of Hill, complete. And brought down, but not before they get it inside the 10 to the 7.
Well, that was a fun one to watch right there. A nice in-breaking route and plenty of room in the middle of the field. And he was able to get behind the linebackers and grab the completion for a really good pickup.
Now Mahomes. They'll set up the screen to Edwards-Helaire. Down at the 2. Broke through the first contact, but ultimately stopped short of the goal line. They'll contain him to just 4. Second down. Two minutes to play in this first half. 7-3, our score. On second and goal, Mahomes escaping the pressure right. And he will take it on in for a Chiefs touchdown. Patrick Mahomes, a 3-yard touchdown run. And the Chiefs add on to their lead. CD for them. This has just been an offensive explosion here in the second quarter.
Yeah, held scoreless in the first quarter. Now they find the end zone again here in the second. Sometimes you just have to have some patience. A lot of people think it's always an adjustment. You have to change what you're doing. Sometimes you just have to do your game plan just a little bit better. And I think that's part of what we're seeing here.
Butker on for the PAT. And this one's right through to make it a 14-3 ball game. A drive there of just 4 plays. And it was all capped by Patrick Mahomes using his legs to get in the end zone. Now after the touchdown, here's Butker on to kick it away. The football will come out to the 25 as McLeod will not return it. We focus our attention now on the quarterback, Ben Roethlisberger. And maybe he's starting to wave the white flag a little bit. He's playing pretty well, but the pressure, it's got to him.
Has to find a way to step around it, step through it, or just handle it. Because, as you mentioned, he's having a pretty good day overall. Just the hits keep coming and taking those sacks. That's not the way that they want to finish a ball game with their quarterback on the ground so much.
He'd like to stay upright. When he's been upright, he's been pretty good. The Steeler offense here about ready for their next drive. They trail now 14-3, an 11-point deficit as they start things out with a 1st and 10. And he's going to be dropped following a pickup of 7 past the 30 to the 32. Not a big window to throw. Coverage wasn't too bad there.
Yeah, they had him under wraps pretty well, but somehow able to muscle his way open and catch the ball.
Roethlisberger got to get his guys to the line as quick as he can. On second down, here's Roethlisberger. This is Chase Claypool on the receiving end. And he'll take this to the other side of midfield before going out of bounds.
I know you're trying to have the scoreboard rush, but you only got 3 points. You're kind of hoping that that type of play there gives you some positive momentum going into the half.
Yeah, need to do something to get more than that 3 number that they have on the scoreboard right now. This offense finding its legs now. Here's another 1st and 10. Roethlisberger will throw. Looking left side, and he's got a man. That's Washington. They'll contain him to just 4. 2nd down.
I like the thought process. I like the design, but I think he may have waited a little too long to spot his man, because if you're going to run that drag route, you've got to put it on him and let him turn upfield. Instead, he waits until his receiver's too close to the sideline, and they don't get the yards after the catch.
From the 44, Roethlisberger. And he'll get it right back to Washington. And he'll be brought down with a 1st down as the tackle's made at the Chiefs' 33.
Well, that certainly has to feel good, and it's not all the time that the play caller should get all the credit. Sometimes I think in the huddle, the quarterback just says, hey, who's going to make a play for me? I just need something right here. And the end result there, nice 1st down. Drive keeps moving.
A 1st and 10 here, and you know, if they could just get 3 out of this, something about whittling it to a 1-score game at half that might provide a psychological boost. Ben's throw hauled in by Washington. Now the Steelers use the 2nd of their 3 timeouts, as the stoppage will come with a little under a minute to go in this 1st half. Second down at 4. Ben to throw again. Right side, Claypool's got it. And he's going to be out down inside the 20 at the 15.
And this has been a nice answer to the touchdown drive against them a few minutes ago, because they've come out and reestablished the tempo. A nice throw there, and they're putting together a very strong drive as a response.
A first opportunity for the Steelers in the red zone. They've got a 1st and 10 at the 15. Here's Roethlisberger to throw. And he's got his man in stride, complete. And the Steelers are going to have a 1st and goal coming up as the tackle made at the 3-yard line.
You always worry about those smaller receivers running through that gnarly patch of land in the middle of the field. But he did a really nice job there holding on to the football and protected himself as best he could while completing the play.
And he's going to get this back to the 3-yard line and no further. They'll say no gain on the play, and it'll be 2nd and goal. Now the Steelers going to use their 3rd and final timeout as they stop it with 16 seconds to go in half number 1. They'll go again from the 3 here on 2nd and goal. Now it's Roethlisberger. And in for the Steelers touchdown. Chase Claypool on a touchdown throw from Ben Roethlisberger. And the Steelers are able to cut into this lead in the final seconds of the 1st half. Until that late score here in the 2nd quarter, they only had the field goal, so that's just big to see that football get into the end zone.
Yeah, and when you look at the scoreboard now, nothing seems out of reach. They've been outplayed in the 1st half, but when the clock hits zeros as they head into the half, you know what I do as a head coach?
What?
I tell my team to sprint to the locker room to show that we've got the momentum and show that we're right back in this game.
Extra point put through by Boswell, and the lead is down to 4. So not much time to speak of remaining in this 1st half as the kick's away from the 6. And able to take it past the 25 and up to the 28-yard line. KC offense out of the huddle, ready for their next drive. And with Mahomes under center, anything's possible. Watch out for the deep ball.
And they're just going to run it here up the middle. And he's going to lose yardage. Not that it matters as the final seconds tick away.
He'll lose a yard there, and it's 2nd and 11. So we've come upon halftime here in Arrowhead with the Chiefs on top as we send you down to Orlando where Jonathan Coachman has our EA Sports halftime report. Coach.
Okay, Brandon, thanks very much, and welcome everyone to this abridged version of the EA Sports halftime report. First up, though, let's take a look at the next-gen stats from the first half for the Steelers. And they weren't able to get a whole lot done throwing the football. That'll likely be a big key if they want to turn things around in the second half. Meanwhile, for the Chiefs, they too found some success throwing the football. But I think both teams would say there's room for improvement in the second half.
Okay, Coach, thanks as always. This one's still anyone's game as we welcome you back for quarter number 3. Ready for the start of the third quarter. The Chiefs have the lead and set to receive the football. This one fielded at the 5. And up to about the 26-yard line, just across the 25. And the Chiefs ready to go on offense to begin quarter number 3. And Charles, they've got the lead. Put your coaching hat on here now. What's the game plan for the second half?
I think getting the running game going a little bit more, because I thought in the first half they didn't get it moving the way that they would like. They had success throwing it, but I think these first couple of drives, they'll want to get those running backs going and give them more opportunities, and I will guarantee you that those guys were lobbying for them in the locker room at halftime.
Mahomes will lead the Chiefs up 1st and 10 at their own 26. The throw right side is complete here on the first play of the drive. And all the way in for a Kansas City touchdown. Tyreek Hill, 74 yards. And the Chiefs are able to strike quickly to add on to their lead.
I think you can make a fair case for Tyreek Hill being the most explosive player in the NFL when he gets his hands on the football, and that was Exhibit A.
And that's the kind of play where you have to kind of catch your breath afterwards. So just give me a second here, because when he shifted into high gear, he was an absolute blur out there. No substitute for speed. We talk about that all the time. The evidence was right there.
At his top speed, according to next-gen stats, well, really, it's ridiculous. Impossible, whatever you want to call it. 22.6 miles per hour. Now after the touchdown, here's Butker on to kick it away. The football will come out to the 25 as McLeod will not return it. Time for the Steelers offense now to get set for their first possession of half number 2. And their deficit a little wider than it was at halftime. Does that touchdown a minute ago change the thinking here at all?
I think it does, at least a little bit, because now urgency has to start setting in. You can't go out there and go 3 and out and run the risk of falling behind substantially, but you have to do it without pressing, because pressing, that'll lead you into bigger errors.
Big Ben and the Steelers with a 1st and 10 at their 25-yard line. And he's going to take this ahead for right around 3 yards, but no more than that. Second down.
Well, they still have time to get him established, but in my estimation, they've got to pick up the urgency here. They've got to get quickly in and out of the huddle and run off a bunch more plays.
Second down at 7. They stay on the ground. Again, it's Harris. And he's taken down, but able to slip across the 35.
Let's go, bowling, baby.
Despite the score, despite the deficit, no quitting this guy. He's running angry, running through arm tackles. He wants to change what that scoreboard is saying.
So here's a 1st and 10 at the 38. Here's Roethlisberger. He's going to loft one deep left side here. And incomplete on the deep ball.
I'm sure this isn't a novel thought, but maybe run some simpler routes instead of trying to get it all back in one shot. Defense certainly appears to be ready for him. Try and get it back little by little instead of in big chunks.
An incomplete pass on 1st down. That leads to a 2nd and 10. From the gun, it's Roethlisberger. That's swung out wide to Harris. And he'll go out of bounds. It appears right at the 45. That'll leave them with a 3rd and 2 coming up. They got 8 yards there.
Caught that look from you there, partner. I think we're on the same page on that one. Just his first catch. I think we both thought he'd be a little more active in the passing game. Let's see if that's the start of them trying to get the ball to him a little bit more here in the second half.
And he will have a Steelers 1st down by a couple of yards as they're able to convert here on 3rd and 3.
And that's why you spend a 1st-round draft pick on a running back. Not for just the fancy runs, but these dirty, gritty 3rd and 1s, 3rd and 2s. That's why you draft him.
This is Harris. And if there was a lane there, it closed up quickly as he stopped for no gain. 2nd down.
Ladies and gentlemen, that is a force of nature at the defensive tackle position. Yes, he's as big as they come, but still plenty agile. He's able to make a nice play there to swallow up the ball carrier.
2nd and 10. From midfield now, here's Roethlisberger. His throw incomplete.
A lot of times it's that first read that you had. Maybe you get it in pre-snap. He locked in on his target, but he was covered quite well, and that one's incomplete.
Here comes the 7th play now of this drive as this is 3rd and 10. Now it's Roethlisberger. And that is incomplete. By the way, I got to apologize because I just realized for about the last 4 or 5 plays I'm eking over into your territory up here in the booth. My bad. I'm going to get back over to my spot.
Yeah, we're not talking about our on-air commentary. I mean, what is all this extra paper? I mean, this is unusual for you.
My bad.
Normally you run a really tight ship. What's going on here?
Just like that incomplete pass, I'm going to try to tighten things up here for this next play. And no return here. Where will they spot it? They say just outside the 20-yard line. Tyreek Hill making his way back out towards the huddle. And I know that they've double-teamed him a couple times, but not a ton. Whatever they're doing isn't working. He's up over 100 yards. We'll see how they adjust.
And when they do that, they weaken their defense in other places as well. And how many times have we done games where we've seen a guy have a big game like this? But it's usually not by himself, is it?
Right.
Usually it opens it up for other people to have big games as well.
The Chiefs offense about set to begin this drive. And last time the formula was pretty simple. 1-play drive, long pass. That maybe they just want to do that again, right?
And that's exactly how you want to draw things up, whether it's on your...
And the Steeler pressure too much here. He's going to go down. Alex Highsmith. Credit him with a sack, and it goes as a loss of 6. Well, he shot in, CD, like he was out of a cannon from that linebacker position. And even though they had a running back in the backfield, no one could stop him.
Well, you certainly diagnosed that play perfectly because as fast as he got into the backfield, you're exactly right. The running back had no shot to get over and try and protect his quarterback, and a sack resulted.
Into heavy traffic, and it's intercepted. Able to get there and pick it. And he brings this one back. It's a pick six for a Steeler touchdown. The big boy's big dream right there. He got to rumble and stumble all the way for six.
Nothing like big man with football, is there? I mean, that brings people onto their feet every single time. And his dream was answered on that one, wasn't it? It was realized. He picks it off and takes it to the end zone.
So now the Steeler offense coming onto the field. They'll try to add two more. After the interception, here's Roethlisberger to the end zone, but it's incomplete.
I know they didn't tack on the 2 points, but I liked their attempt. After the interception return for a touchdown, I was thinking to myself, forget kicking it, go for two, and they did.
Oh, yeah, and everybody's scrambling. Maybe you catch the defense on their heels. They weren't ready to be out there.
Yeah, it's almost like a sudden change, right? There's a turnover, you take it away, they stuck it in the end zone, keep the momentum going. Give credit to the defensive guys for rallying and stopping that 2-point attempt.
So they throw the pick six. They'll get another shot at it now as this one's in the air. This one fielded at the 5. And he returns this to the 22.
Let's go, baby. Let's go.
Here's the Kansas City offense now as they get set to take over. Mahomes will lead the Chiefs up 1st and 10 at their own 22. Now Mahomes to try again after the pick six. Well, Mahomes can't get away, and down he goes. The sack by T.J. Watt, or as his mother Connie calls him, Trent Jordan Watt. He was still looking through his progressions and going through his receiver options, and while he was doing that, the defense got to him quickly in the pocket.
And it was a great example of zone coverage. Well executed, well coordinated. All the receivers were covered, and he couldn't evade the rush back in the pocket.
Work to be done here on 2nd and 16 after the sack. Looking to throw is Mahomes. Under pressure, they got him again. Cameron Hayward attacking off the edge that time.
So, Brandon, we've sat in with a lot of coaches, and when they talk about things they want to accomplish offensively, I'm not sure that sack and sack are on their play sheet.
After the sack, they'll come up now 3rd and long.
Yeah, I wouldn't be surprised to see them run the ball here just to try and get some space.
Now on 3rd and long, they'll look to throw. He'll drop that off to Edwards-Helaire. That's going to bring up 4th down, only a gain of 2 there.
I think that call was made not so much to try and get the 1st down, although they would have taken it if they could have gotten it, but to give their punter a little bit of space and try and help out their defense.
Yeah, they got the safe completion on 3rd. Here's the Chiefs punter now, as his first punt will come from inside his own end zone. So just a 3-yard return following a punt of 45. And the Steelers will go on offense here, 1st and 10. Pittsburgh set to take over again on offense. And a tight game after punting last time. See if they can get something going on this drive.
As they head to the field now, with the game this close, you've got to feel there's a sense of urgency for them going on offense right now. But they have to do it without letting panic creep in and affect their play.
Big Ben and the Steelers with a 1st and 10 at their own 46. They'll start on the ground with Harris. Nick Bolton there on the tackle.
Tough day, tough sledding right there, and it's been that way the entire game. Not a whole lot of room to ramble for him.
Yeah, you're right. It's been that way all afternoon. Didn't get a whole lot better there. The run only got a yard. Here's 2nd and 9. They'll run again with Harris. And he'll take it across the 50 and into Chief territory.
Well, if you're a football guy, that's a pretty run because everyone is in sync right there. Obviously, the guy carrying the ball, but how about the people up front? Leverage, athleticism, they created some nice space for him.
And that is going to do it for this 3rd quarter of action. We'll return with more after this. You're watching the NFL on EA Sports. We're back now in KC. It's the Steelers with the football, but trailing here as we get going in quarter number 4. The Steelers on 3rd down. 2 for 5 to this point. This will be 3rd and 5. Here's Roethlisberger. He's going to launch this thing way downfield.
How about this defense? They came up with a couple big plays in this sequence, and none better than the one right there, forcing the incompletion and bringing up 4th down.
The Steelers send out their punter now, as he'll come on to kick this one away. He'll send this one into the Midwestern air, and it's a good one. And a little too much mustard on that one. It hits a couple yards into the end zone. A missed opportunity there maybe to pin them back. And the Chiefs now getting set to go. Now, the previous drive they punted, but that was just the first time they've had to do so in this game.
And when they turn on the game film, the coaches will rant about this, right? They'll say, oh, God, we got to move the ball, guys. We can't punt the ball away. But they have to keep smiles off their faces because that's the first time in the game they've had to do so. They've moved it quite well. They'll overall be happy with what they've seen.
Mahomes will lead the Chiefs up 1st and 10 at the 20. The drive will begin with a run by Edwards-Helaire. And he's got it past the 30 before he's hit and dropped. I'm guessing you'd say this is kind of the key here. Grind out some yardage, work on that clock, see if you can continue to tick it down.
Definitely, you want to bleed things out at this point, right? Continue to possess the football, gain some yardage, and put the onus on the defense. Do they have to use timeouts? What are they going to do to stop you? You're taking charge.
So they'll come up 1st and 10 now from the 33. They'll run. It's Edwards-Helaire. And he'll rumble for about 5, up close to the 40.
I like that run right there, partner. Not the flashiest run, not the one that's going to break for big yardage, but he understands the situation, and taking care of the football, paramount, and he got it done.
Nursing that slim lead, you're exactly right. Hold on to that ball. After the pickup of 5, here's 2nd and 5. Mahomes now to throw. Throw left side complete. That's Hill. And he'll be taken down, but not before he gets into enemy territory. This is something you got to be wary of defensively. I mean, just because they're in the mode of trying to burn some clock doesn't mean they won't pass it, and they got good yardage out of that one.
Yeah, and really, when you're looking at it, now they've got a fresh set of downs. Look for 2nd down. If they want to take another shot and try and loosen things up, that'd be the time to do it.
Mahomes taps this forward. It's a jet sweep. And they're going to stop him right at the line of scrimmage. Just no cutback lane to be found whatsoever. 2nd and 10. A nice play design there with the touch pass. Looked good at the start, but bottom line, the defense was ready.
And they did a nice job scouting, didn't they? Not just scouting, but now executing once they saw the play for real after having worked on it all week in practice. They drilled on the play, then they drilled him.
Meanwhile, Mahomes' throw pulled in by Robinson here. That'll leave them with a 3rd and 2 coming up. They got 8 yards there. Tell you what, he's been able to put the ball in some tight spots all game long. That throw, no different.
Yeah, a lot of people would call it a gutsy type of a throw. I think he looks at it as, I can do it, so it's not that big of a deal to me, and I'm going to keep firing.
This is 3rd and 2. Maybe the biggest play in this football game. They'll try and run some clock here as they keep it on the ground. And he won't be close to a first down as he runs into a wall right around the line of scrimmage. Call it no gain there, and it leads to a 4th down. This late in the game, Charles, I think you maybe seriously have to think about going for it.
Especially where they are in terms of field position, because this is almost like no man's land. Might hurt your punter because there might not be enough space, maybe too far for your field goal kicker. I'm like the old rule. Possession is 9/10 of the law. Possession is 9/10 of winning the game. Go for it. Get the first down. Close it out.
Here's the Chiefs punter now as he'll kick it away for the 2nd time. Oh, it's a wobbler here. And this will be up to the ruling of the side judge here. He says it crossed out of bounds at the 16-yard line. And the Steelers set to take the field. Their defense accomplished step 1 of the mission. They forced the punt. Now they'll look to erase that deficit and take a 4th quarter lead. Big Ben and the Steelers with a 1st and 10 at their own 16. They'll come out throwing here to start the drive. That's caught. It's James Washington. And they're going to get this beyond the 40 before he's taken down.
And here we are in the 4th quarter, partner, and we watch them drive for what would be a go-ahead touchdown. And you and I both know this is where you need a quarterback who can keep his cool back there. Not just for himself, but to keep the rest of the team relaxed too.
Fourth quarter, down to the final 2 minutes, and we've got a 1-score game.
Let's go. Right now.
So the Steelers with the football as we get you reset. They come up on a 1st and 10, desperately needing a score here on what could be their final drive. Now a nice play defensively on 1st down as this is knocked away and incomplete. This pass rush, they've been excellent all game long, and another example of it right there in the closing moment.
Not only with the pass rush, but how well they're coached, because if you don't quite get there, get to the quarterback, get your hands up into the passing lane and knock it away as we just saw there.
Here's Roethlisberger. Pass complete to Harris. And he'll get it out to midfield. Looks like, yeah, they'll spot it right at midfield at the 50. That'll leave them with a 3rd and 2 coming up. They got 8 yards there.
It drives some people crazy to see those short throws underneath. They've got to find a way to gash the defense downfield.
Roethlisberger. A throw left side, caught by the tight end Freiermuth. And he's got this down a yard or two shy of the 40 before he's out of bounds. Working the sideline there. Good route, good catch. 1st down, and he gets out of bounds.
Yeah, you have to like the play calling because you have to run some guys down the middle of the field to draw some of the defenders away. They can't just let them guard the sideline exclusively. That's how it's going to work. Sidelines and incompletions to use the clock.
Roethlisberger's throw there, hauled in by Claypool. Oh, no, he lost the football, and it's picked up by the Chiefs. And the return here will go to the 31-yard line.
Well, that simply is a missed opportunity. They're in position. If they take the ball downfield and score, they got a chance to win the game. Instead, they cough it up. I don't think next week at practice is going to be a whole lot of fun for him.
On the other side, no bigger time to force a turnover when you've got that small lead.
Yeah, and when you look at it from the offense's perspective, taking care of the ball is so important. I know they're going to have all kind of ball security drills in practice all next week.
And now, as with every potential turnover, they're going to take a second look at this just to make sure. Now the question, was the knee in fact down before this ball comes loose? And is the video convincing enough to overturn it?
A lot of factors here. Remember, you also need clear possession of football afterwards. This is a tough one to overturn.
No, possession's on.
So the officials and the folks in New York got a second look at this one, and the call is going to be overturned. First down now, but that clock rolling. Now Ben. He takes it across for the touchdown, and they've taken the lead late in the final minute of the fourth.
Wow, wow, wow. I know it's a never say never situation, but to me, that looks like that's the one that's going to finish them off.
The score that puts them in front here late, but now you got to rally your kick team, don't you, and say the last thing we need is a big return.
And what happens is guys get overeager, get out of their lane because they're so excited they want to make the last tackle. You mess up, could come back at you a long way.
Now it's Roethlisberger. And he's going to be taken down. It's a sack, and they fail on the try for two.
Well, that decision to me was all about pulling up the chart. You know, that beautiful chart that tells you when to go for two, when to go for one. I do love it. It helps you with your decision-making during heated times. And you just look at it right here in this point of the game. Go for two. Try and make it a field goal difference.
But now just up one makes the rest of this fourth quarter a little more interesting.
Yeah, they followed the chart. They just didn't get the 2 points on the board, did they?
Nope. Boswell now to kick it away after the touchdown. The return man down to a knee, and this will come out to the 25-yard line. Here comes Mahomes and the Chiefs. Down 22-21. Exactly 1 minute remaining. And they need about 35 yards to get in range for a winner as they come up on first down. Mahomes to throw it. Pass complete to Edwards-Helaire. And he's out of bounds, able to take this one up to the 35. Ball up to the 35 now as they come up on 1st and 10. Mahomes. He's going to let it fly. And this one is incomplete.
I like the fact that he took the shot deep downfield. Even if you don't get the catch, maybe you get a defensive penalty and pick up the yardage that way.
So after the incompletion on first, now 2nd and 10. Mahomes. Man open is Robinson. And he gets us to the other side of midfield across the 45 before going out. That's what they need right now. Get the first down, get out of bounds, stop the clock.
Just playing smart football, understanding the situation, making the plays necessary, and making sure that clock stops at every opportunity.
Mahomes will throw. It's caught on the right side by Robinson. The Steelers signal for the second of their timeouts. That'll leave them with just one remaining in this 4th quarter of play. Mahomes. Caught out left side by Robinson. Now the Steelers going to use their 3rd and final timeout. And as the two teams talk it over on their respective sidelines, we take a break. Here's Mahomes. And that one off the mark behind him, incomplete. So he's unable to complete it there, and just not the game that you would expect from him. He's been off the mark really start to finish.
Yeah, it makes you wonder what exactly is going on. Is he a little bit dinged up here, or is he just off just by a bit? Maybe he can get it back in this situation. He'll need to.
So the failure to connect on 2nd down, that leaves him staring up here at a 3rd and 8. Mahomes. And that is knocked away in the middle of the field and incomplete.
That means it's just one last chance left, and this has to be a first down or a touchdown, or this game's over.
So now one of the biggest kicks of the night is forthcoming. This to take the lead here in the final minute. Butker's kick here is good. And the sideline celebrates as they have taken the lead in the final minute.
Well, he was a spectator for much of this game. This is his first field goal opportunity of the entire contest, but he's able to connect.
Yeah, he had a pretty good seat to this one, didn't he? But let's face it, all kickers that you and I know, they want to contribute. They want their opportunity, and he seized his.
After the field goal, here's Butker to kick it away. Ray McLeod to return. And he'll be stopped up at the 25.
We play to win. Let's go.
Now it's the Steelers' turn. Trailing by 2 after the made field goal. 20 seconds to go. Now their lead is evaporated, but they still have a shot on first down. Ben going to throw. He's got Claypool. And he will get out of bounds here to stop the clock, but not a huge pickup there. 6, maybe 7.
Come on now.
They'll come up now 2nd and 4 from the 31. Here's Ben. Claypool with another catch. And he'll be tackled right on the chalk of the 45. Well, going into the final play of this game, they knew that they needed some type of a miracle there at the very end, but they couldn't get it done. However, we were treated to really a spectacular affair.
Even though they didn't finish it off, you're exactly right. They took us down to the last play. You're wondering, could it happen? Possibly, even though we both knew it was a long shot.